when you could be with a woman that you like her, she like you, you know what I mean? Your character, her character, they are worthy of one another. But if her views on family and your views on family don't align, y'all gonna conflict and it's gonna be drama and chaos every fucking time, no matter how good of a couple y'all look like. And I say all that.
You're making too much sense.
I sense how much you will tolerate. Whether you like some motherfucking body will determine how you treat them and how they treat you.
So love, I got something for you. So this is for men and women. And this is what it just popped in my head. But I think about this shit a lot. So for men, it's after sex. And for women, it can be after sex too, but more so before sex. It's kind of like both, because after sex, you wouldn't know if a nigga really like you.
So for you're correct. For men, it is after they get the initial, what they're pursuing you for is the sex, right? And it also depends for men what space in their life they in. For women, it depends on where they come from and what they have going on currently, like with their want for a relationship or how they want their life to look. So for females, like, because I'm pretty sure in the men in here can confirm, dealing with women, some women will really like you before you even fuck. Like, they don't even, you knowing this, I'm knowing she don't even really know me. Like, let's be real. She, you know what I mean? I done gave her we got the chemistry, so I know she know I could fuck. Like, she know the dick gonna be good. But she don't really know a nigga, and she calling my phone and texting me back and all of this a lot as if she know me, but she does not. So for women, it don't take the fuck for us to be like that. It's the space that we be in. And this is why a lot of women get treated the way they get treated, because if you go back to what I'm talking about, validation, if I'm one of those women that I'm in a space in my life where I want to be in a relationship, this is what I told myself, I got points to prove to my baby daddies or my exes or family members or certain shit in my life, I will pick a nigga that I don't even know if I like him or not, but I will date him and I will do a lot of shit to continue to get vibes from him that he likes me. And for the first 7-8 months to a year of the relationship, I'm never actually checking to see if I genuinely like him. What do I know about him? And I know this to be true because a lot of the women I do one-on-ones with, they always talk about, well, in the beginning, things was great. This is how they be starting a one-on-one out. Everything was good at first, love. And I'm knowing that's not true. Like, because we know that nobody's perfect. People do show their representative. But if you're actually dating with intention or interacting with intention, you will see things in the beginning that were off. And not off like meaning you need to leave them alone, but they weren't aligned just perfect. You knew this would come because you saw this. Bitches just don't be paying attention. Because when we have an agenda, when we have some shit in our mind, we're after that. Same way when niggas trying to fuck, they're after fucking. So it will be stuff they overlook. It will be shit they won't say anything about just to get to the cat. So now,
straight up, I don't mind you don't flush the toilet. That's just nasty. Get your ass in here.
Right. Until after you done fucked, and then when you done got what you wanted, you done bust a nut, you have that moment as a man afterwards. It's like, okay, is it worth more? Is there more stuff I like about her besides the cat? And a lot of women don't realize that. So now point number 4, it says when someone actually likes you and shows interest, you get uncomfortable. And this is for people that date for validation, right? It says if you're so used to earning affection and attention in relationships, someone who's genuinely interested.
I like this girl, but she makes me uncomfortable as hell.
Yep, exactly. It says if you're so used to earning affection and attention in relationships. Hold on. It says, if you're used to earning attention and affection in relationships, someone who's genuinely interested in you early on might even turn you off. There's no chase for you. So you lose interest. Who can relate?
I definitely can relate. Again, that's describing my previous relationship.
Who else?
Totally described my previous relationship.
Somebody said, right, it's like you question if you really into it. Yes, because from jump, your ass wasn't really worried about if you liked them. You were worried about if they liked you. That's validation. That is dating or in the relationship for validation. If you don't need to be validated, if I don't need you to show me certain things to validate that I'm worthy, then I'll be in this bitch really just being myself, not giving a damn whether you like me or not. I'm trying to see if I like you. And if you're organically being you, I'll get a good idea of if we're each other's cup of tea. So now when it gets into the next point, it says, when validation and needing assurance in relationships, wanting validation and needing assurance in relationships is normal on a certain surface level. But when that need takes over and you search for a partner, it's difficult to find and get into secure relationships. And most people are not in secure relationships. That brings me to the next point. Trust becomes a problem. And I know some of y'all are people, and I don't fucking trust you. And if you ask them, they'll bring up stuff. Watch this, because remember, I'm focused on saying the right stuff to make sure you like me. So now, when you ask me about my weird behavior with trust, I'm going to tell you stories about my ex or other people that did something to me that don't got nothing to do with you. But remember, I gotta say this in a way that it makes sure you still like me. Do y'all understand what I'm explaining?
Yeah. Is that the same when like you in a relationship with somebody and you go somewhere and they be like, nah, I trust you. I just don't trust them.
Yep. Because listen, because this is the thing. Authentically being real, it should just be, I have trust issues and no, I don't trust you. But I can't say it like that. Remember, I'm trying to get validation. I need Frank to still like me. I need Taiwan to still like me in this shit. So I got to say it in a way where it's unrelated to you, but it still matters in my relationship with you. Do y'all understand what I'm explaining?
I like the truth though. If I tell a motherfucker I like that,
I can't give you Frank. I cannot, but I can't give you the truth. I can't say yes in the chat. Frank, I cannot give you the truth if all I'm really worried about is making sure you like me. You can't get the truth out of me. Like, really, I don't trust you, nigga. Like, if you...
Even if I open up the door and you don't walk through it. So instead of you walking through the door, I stand there and I ask you questions. That's still the same thing, right?
Say that again. I
said, if I open the door and let you in, at least try to get you to come in and say, like, give me the truth. I need the truth from you. And she don't do it. She not in that position to do that. She can't even articulate herself in such way. So if I really want it, does it make me the bad person? Because I'm trying
I'm gonna tell you why. Yes, Frank.
So what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes, you the bad person. I'm gonna tell you why, right? And I know you know this, right? As soon as I say it, you finna be like, yeah, I know. I know Frank knows this, right? If you got to invite a bitch to be real, you knowing it ain't in them to organically be real. If you got to say, hey, baby, I want to have this conversation and I need you to be truthful, or you can keep it real with a nigga. If you got to make them kind of statements, the bitch ain't somebody that gave you vibes that she come off as being real off top. You know that. If you got to say, now be honest, you knowing the motherfucker you dealing with is not normally honest. You know that shit. So for you to even invite the conversation and be and then turn around and get, or, you know, make it a thing that I ain't telling you the truth, or it's not coming out organic, or I ain't telling you how I really feel, you playing with both of us. You playing with yourself and you playing in this situation. And this is why I'm saying, like, we be knowing when we meet people like that they have issues with trust. We know this. We be knowing this, right? We be knowing this. We could tell how they acting. Like if you said it, Frank, if I'm going over here as a man, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that, you constantly calling or you texting or you saying verbiage that puts it out there that you got issues where I have to disclose my whereabouts. So, and this is early on. You know, okay, this person got trust issues, and we'll still say stuff like, what, you don't trust me? You know damn well the person don't. But you gonna ask me so I can give you a lie. No,
I remember we had a conversation because when you told me I was a violent communicator, I was like, no, I be trying to let these motherfuckers, like, I'm trying to really like put it out there, and this motherfucker really ain't listening. Like, it's like everything coming out of my mouth is a motherfucking lie. So I remember I was talking to you, I was like, so that's why when I'm talking to a female, it's hard for me not to accept this motherfucker just don't understand. This shit is working my damn nerves. So guess what? I go back, I mix up with some different shit, and I make it a little sweeter, and I give it back to him. This don't understand.
Frank,
let me go back.
listen.
Mix this bitch back up again, and get back to it.
They be listen, they be understanding.
And now I gotta call you.
They be, exactly. Because they be understanding, but your ass is a violent communicator. So it's like, I cannot tell him the fucking truth. I understand exactly what the fuck he's saying. But I'm not finna say this. Because the way this nigga communicate, we finna get in a deep fucking discussion that I don't got the words he got. And it's certain stuff about myself I don't want to disclose to this nigga because, of course, all I'm concerned about is making sure he still like me. And for women, we have a big problem with accountability. So there are a lot of things we won't say if we feel like it makes it look like we wrong. We not going to say it. You can ask it. You can explain that shit 75 ways. Nigga, go back and reword it. I still play crazy. Like, I'm still going to play like I don't know what the fuck you talking about because you're not going to get me to admit I'm wrong.
I was told the other day, it said, because like I'm sitting there, we having, a little small conversation and whatnot. And I was like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I like talking about us, but I like talking about things that we done went through and we never fixed. And this motherfucker looked at me and she was like, I was like, what this is supposed to mean? She was like, Frank, talking to you, I had to have some pills, some yak, some coffee. What are you trying to say? It's nonstop with you. I just shut down. As soon as you start talking, I just shut down. My bad. No, it's just you. It's like, can we just breathe? Motherfucker tell me. Sometimes I just want to sit there. Because I know once we get started, the whole day gone. I was like, look, don't do me like that.
But Frank, let me tell you, but I'm finna tell you this, right? Okay, so what I'm saying in a nutshell is relationships that start off through this validation shit, they end in no trust, right? In regards to what Frank is describing, and I'm sure men and women in this Zoom, y'all can relate, it's in our community for a lot of black men that are raised by just a mother, right? You get a lot of assertive communication ways from your mother, watching how she problem solves. When you look at a single mother, it is all about order and control and their feelings and what they want for the household. They're trying to maintain order because they're doing it as one. It's not natural, right? So the idea is a lot of grown men that do have violent communication tendencies as a man, they don't realize it's violent because where I got it from, it didn't seem violent. But a man articulating certain shit the way he saw his single mother do it and not realizing you're a man doing it, it comes off super aggressive, even though it's coming from a loving space. So what I explained to Frank at one point is you have to learn to add some soft behind the hard. Like there has to be, I'm standing on my firm truth as a man, but then there has to be certain parts of the conversation where I soften this up or I give care towards your viewpoint or your, inability to just immediately take on to what I'm saying. If you don't, the person will shut down because it feels for women, we're going off of emotion. It feels like you're doing something to me, even though you're not. It feels like you're doing something to me. And most females that never had a father in their life, they will take that type of communication and equate it to he trying to control me. He trying to manipulate me. And this is the verbiage you get back. Even though as a man, bro, I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to provide. I'm a good man. Like I'm a father. Don't you see me taking care of my son by myself? Like I care about kids. I care about fixing shit. I care about you not opening doors. I care about you. But when we missing the male part of our upbringing, this is where we get to as adults. And so it comes off like you constantly doing something to me every time you're talking to me. Most women nowadays trying to date that came from a single mother household, especially African American, they cannot take constructive criticism from a man. They cannot take stern handlings from a man. They cannot. But you don't even let me or want me to make decisions about money by myself. You don't even want me to, give you my opinions or, just lay the law on how I want stuff, but yet you scream and be a man. But at the same time, you don't know how to shut the fuck up and just be a woman and not cross over into the man category. And everybody around you that you go to say, Mom, tell me if I'm wrong, or if Taiwan right, or sis, tell me if you think I'm wrong. This happened with me and Taiwan. They're always going to side with the viewpoint of the woman being correct because they don't know what it feels like for a man to actually be a good man and lead. Who can relate? Who understands what I'm explaining?
Thanks. And I had a conversation with my ex, and I actually get to see like her side of a viewpoint. Like, and I was talking to her, and I actually like I never really got to tell her like being a nigga is not that easy as you may think it is.
Yep.
But because I was saying that, she takes stuff as like yin and yang. Like just because I'm saying being a nigga is kind of hard, she thinks just because I'm saying that I'm saying being a woman is easy.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to
General, it's called generalizations. It's called black and white thinking, right? It's like he said, yin and yang. He's just describing and trying to like bring the understanding together. She taking it like everything he's saying is a shot at what she is.
Yeah, I know it's not in a woman. So like, I'm not saying because I'm not so.
But I'm gonna tell you, Taiwan, in a nutshell, like especially for us as black women, as you date us, you have to consider whether we had daddies or male role models around. And I'm telling you this, as you date as a young man, as you pick females, when you dating them and you find out a little bit about my background, if I'm one of them females that I did not grow up with a father, I ain't saying you can't fuck with me, but bro, understand from jump, before I get serious with this bitch, before I start dicking her down unprotected, let me get an idea of how she think. Because most women that had no daddy, they have no understanding for these type of conversations that me and you having right now. They can't process it, right? They don't understand it. They can't open their mind up that it's not all about them. And I'm going to tell you this, why? Just a little bit about why. In their upbringing, they got a lot of experience with being empathetic towards a woman because they are a woman and a woman raised them. So the concept or the idea that it's hard being a woman, it's a struggle being a single mother. You know, women are up against this with men. Men be cheating on women. They got all the experience in the world with that. They got no experience, no verbiage, no conversations, no communication from anybody about the struggles of a man, let alone a black man. So when you say it, it's almost like they don't give a fuck. And they're not trying not to give a fuck, but there is no reality in their world. I only can relate to women. You see what I'm saying? As I'm telling you this as a young man, bro, when you dating these hoes, you got to kind of test the waters, check her mind on this up front. Because some women are smart enough to allow you to give them that experience. Some of them are too broken, too traumatized, too programmed by their single mama mindset or they mammy or their generational curses to hear you out from an empathetic space. And you can't build with a woman like that. So as you go through your struggles as a man, as you know, and we know that we know that nobody's perfect, right? As you go through your struggles as a man, when you with a woman that cannot understand this shit, you will end up in a space where you feel alone. As you go up and down with money, you'll feel alone as y'all go through relationships like you don't got no voice. You'll feel alone in regards to being vulnerable as a man because the world ain't gonna let you be vulnerable. And then if you got a bitch at home that you can't really open up to and be vulnerable with, that can't even just listen to say, I understand where you coming from, right? If you don't have that as a black man, that shit will turn into anger. It will turn into like you being a certain way towards the world because you ain't got no cushion for yourself. You get what I'm saying?
I'm just listening.
Who else can relate?
I can relate. I have a question.
Go ahead with your question, Kay. Hold on, Frank.
Okay, so I'm a little different from most females. I totally take accountability and I am willing to admit my wrongs. And I'm open to constructive criticism. However, what I have found with some people, not all, it's really how they talk to you in a disrespectful manner. And I am, please, by all means, be the man, you know, communicate what you need to communicate, but do it with respect. Because the first time you feel like I'm disrespecting you, then it's a problem.
Yep.
So I mean, can you speak on that?
Yes, you're saying exactly what I was telling Frank earlier. Like I told Frank he was a violent communicator because the situations he described as a man, he was. You can't be no grown, tall, black man, muscular, you work out and talk super assertive to a woman that you want to feel safe in your space. You can't do that. I don't give a damn what me and Frank was talking about on that one-on-one at that time. You cannot do that. Like you have to be aware of, as a man, especially as a black man, what you look like, what this sounds like, what this feels like. It feels violent. Like, yeah, you ain't put your hands on me, but goddamn it, this does not feel good. Even if I don't call it disrespect, it don't feel like love. It don't feel like you like me. It feels like, some aggressive shit. So this is why I tell men, like, you have to be assertive and stand on, what you feel or your viewpoint as a man. But you also have to keep in mind at all times, I'm talking to a woman. This motherfucker by nature is emotion based. No matter how logical we try to be as women, the essence of what we are stems from femininity. It stems from a side of us that is intuitive and emotional. So, and I'm saying this, Kay, because like I explained to Frank, a lot of that comes from being raised by a single mother. So, for example, you take a black man, in all of my communication skills, I got it from my mama. Black women, we can get, when we're standing on some shit, loud, assertive, sassy, attitude-ish, right? This is just genuinely how we are, even when we're talking out of love to our children. It's our, culture. As a young black boy growing up with a black mama that operates like this, you getting all these skills from her. Then you try to go communicate like you saw her communicate all through her childhood, but she ain't no big black ass nigga when she doing this. Do you see what I'm saying? She barely 5 foot, you know what I mean, curvy woman, right? You out here talking like your mama to people, but your ass is 6'2", fucking muscles. You work out. You get what I'm saying? You's a nigga. It don't equate the way that it doesn't look the way that they think it looks. Like they don't understand. Hey, Antoinette, they don't understand what they are. So it comes off very different. And this is why, like you said, Kay, a lot of men, it's like, damn, love, I was just talking to her. Then she getting fucking disrespectful with me. And the female like, man, he was talking to me crazy and looking at me crazy. And go ahead, Taiwan. You was finna say something? You on mute if you talking. Kay, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
We don't have these conversations enough about, I have the hard conversations with male and female. So for example, like Frank brought up, I've had this conversation with him. Most men don't got somebody to really bring this to their attention on how to, here's how you go in and here's how you go in hard, standing on points. But then here's how you soften that up because this is your woman.
Yes, I understand that. I have another question for you. Mm-hmm. So while you're speaking about the mothers raising these sons from single parent homes, I support a friend and her little boy is 11. And as she talks to him, it seems like she tries to assert dominance over him. But he's getting to a point where he's learning to, like, I look in his face and I see that he resents her. How can I support him to where he don't grow up with a mom wound and then resent women? He like vagina, but then he resent women because it's a lot of men out here who resent women, who got issues with women, but they like vagina and they mess with you based on that.
So go ahead, Taiwan.
What's your definition of resentful of women? Before you go on that, what's your definition of?
So go ahead.
Them family, like I got like, and you know what I'm saying? They don't really masculine. Just because I say masculine, I ain't talking about just a certain dominance all the time. I'm really talking about, and some people got, the women in their family got money. And, you know what I'm saying, with money that comes with all the responsibilities in the family. So that's my version of masculine. Mm-hmm. And like, I got a lot of that in my family. So I kind of got a resentful for women, but I love women. I don't hate women now, but like, I don't like masculine women because of that.
We're not, and so I'm gonna start. I love what y'all saying. I'm gonna start by saying this: we're not supposed to be masculine, like just keeping it G with you, right? But making more money is not supposed to just automatically make women masculine. Taiwan, what you're describing is the absence of men in those households. Because regardless of who makes the most money, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier, it's not that just because you big and black, you're automatically aggressive. The concept is when we just look at science and biology, right? And let's just talk sports, right?
This herd mentality been developed by us black women, literally. Like, we will have our children, our man, our job, everybody chasing our emotions, how we feel.
Come on.
Is she gonna be up? Is she gonna be happy today? Is she gonna be down today? But we all need to get it together and make sure we follow behind her, follow behind them feelings, and make sure her feelings is put on the forefront and in the front. And it literally has led black families to herd mentalities. Where all we doing is following mama around this world, and wherever she go, we gonna go. We can't go nowhere without her. But a black man, literally will set up his chessboard, his pack. He will let you know what you need to do. Hey, I need you over here. I need you to handle this. So when you were talking earlier, I understood exactly what you said. I need to know what your kids gonna be doing. You need to know what my kids gonna be doing. I need to know what your place is in this relationship. You need to know what mine is. That shit, if you can get a man in your life and truly, know that's what you want from your man, not be sitting up trying to do a song and dance to make sure he's staying in your corner, but actually know y'all got that set up and y'all about to go forward with this plan that he done put in place, life is so much easier, so much better. The world is so much, the communities is so much better when you can sit back and let your pack be led by the person designated to do that. As you say, he back in his place now. He here. Let him do his job. But when you let him do his job, our community change. It don't be just your household, just your kids. It be the whole community change. You can tell where black men is actually running stuff. You can tell.
And listen, she preaching, right? So I'm gonna bring it full circle, right? So when we talk about just naturally the most athletic, the most physically fit people on the planet that jump higher, that run faster, that, like Antoinette said, are more organized, we know who they are, right? Black men, right? So now if you go back, if you know your history, when we, and I'm doing the quotes because we can always debate the actual dates or time frame, but when we became no longer slaves on plantations and we begin to organize as communities, women, including black women, we didn't have certain rights. So these communities were organized by men, black men. So when you hear people talk about Black Wall Street and, certain shit that happened with the history of our people as we developed into people, right? We became no longer labeled as property, but more of a people. And we were allowed to now start getting involved in economics and not being the property or the goods, or the service being sold, right? Men were leading this. So now when you fast forward, and like I always say, in the 1960s, early 70s, when those government agendas, right, took away our understanding of what organizing in our community should look like, when that got taken away and women just started being more masculine based on taking on the head of household role. And then you have the, white women with their agenda. And it's not that it was bad. It was something that was valuable to them. They're, pro-feminists, like we need more rights, more all of this. You mix that with the stuff that was going on with our community and the systemic racism and the economic castration of black males. You fast forward, it is a lot of what Taiwan described going on in communities where young black men that are being raised in families full of women, they're knowing because they can feel it naturally. There is an eliteness about me. But it's so many women walking around this family bossing us the fuck around. What I'm seeing is it looks like I am not the leader. They are. I am not worthy of making decisions and standing on stuff and doing things different than my mama or my sister or my auntie emotions. And then because I've been around this and it's programmed in me, there is this resentment because it goes against what naturally what I'm feeling as a man. But then there's also, this is all I know. So when I date, I always end up with one of these same type of females because it matches what the fuck I'm used to. And if you understand what I've explained about your subconscious mind, your paradigms, and your programming, that determines what you're attracted to. You entertain what you're programmed to be attracted to based on what's in your subconscious mind. So it's like if you, how Taiwan described, I'm really looking for a feminine woman that's going to allow me to lead and come together with me and we develop a plan and build as a family. But what I keep attracting, what I keep fucking on is these women that remind me of my auntie, my sister, my mama and them, my grandma and them, that's bossy as fuck. They make, more money because they got their shit together because black women raise daughters and they baby boys. Right? This is a whole nother conversation. But they baby their boys, and this goes back to slavery, right? And I could break it down if I need to, but they raise the girls and they baby the boys. This is why when you look at young adults, a lot of young girls, by the masses more than boys, they get their own place. They know how to put shit in their name. They know how to go get cars. They know how to go get loans. They know by credit. And when you ask a young black boy is, let me call my mama, and then when you get into why your mama never had a man and you don't realize it, but you fulfill an emotional void of companionship for your mother by being her son. So she ain't never really set you up to get the fuck away from her and start your own family or stand on your own, right? And then women, we are jealous and catty by nature, even a mother to a daughter. So we raise daughters to get the fuck. And we raise sons, especially when you're a single mother, to fill those voids. And this is when you end up with resentment because you're a mama's boy when you don't want to be. Or you are some sort of submissive nigga to these women that are masculine and assertive just because they make more money and you don't want to be. So it's like I'm attracted to these bitches. I want to fuck them, but I don't like these hoes. It's hard to communicate with them. It's hard to really build with them. It's hard to talk to them. And I mean, talk just venting and things like that. But goddamn it, I ain't gay. You know what I mean? I like pussy, but at the same time, I ain't fucking with shorty and how she talking and how she ain't listening to me, how she really don't seem like she care about a nigga. And then when you look at her group of friends, and if she came from a single mother household, she don't really give a fuck about the stuff I'm talking about anyway. And if I talk too much, she gonna call me gay or call me a soft ass nigga or call me a man not worthy of leading because I'm whining too much. When really none of this has to do with my sexual preference. It actually has to do with what's going on with me mentally.
So, love, when just speaking on that, like, say for instance, like we in this zone and we already in a relationship, we're going through our problems or whatever. Let's just say we're not even having problems, but you start to look at your family dynamic, like how everything is laid out, and then they get a hold of this information. So now, selves want to make a choice, like, man, I want to change the direction of my family because I just learned some valuable shit in this Zoom or with this group of people that with this room that we in. So it's like, when you take that back to your old lady or your old man, how do you break that shit down to where you want them to be understanding, but even if you're going to be okay if they don't understand, but still give them your vision on how you think it should go, and can we work towards this purpose?
So,
you see what I'm saying?
Yep, and you asking pretty much the same thing Kay was kind of asking with her question, like the solution part of it. So, first things first, you have to consider who you in a relationship with. And when I say that, you cannot have these conversations that we have in these Zooms if you don't have an understanding for management of emotions. That's why, like, for example, on my platform, you hear me talk about management of emotions, you hear me talk about accountability, and you hear me talk about self-care, which builds self-esteem first for men and women. The reason why is you could never get in one of these Zooms and process the information or get in a relationship and work on these solutions if you don't understand these three things. The reason why is because if you leave this Zoom right now, you, Taiwan, Kay, Antoinette, anybody that y'all dating, and you go sit to the table with your man or woman and you say, hey, this is what I learned about family and this is what I want to do. As you start talking about this stuff, they're going to get triggered. When they get triggered, they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to hear you, even though you're saying this stuff in a plain as day understanding way. They're not going to hear it because it's conflicting with their inner. If you can't manage your feelings, half the shit I talk about and the stuff that y'all want to go back and apply in your family, you're not going to be able to do it. So for one, if you with a woman right now, first things first, can we discuss management of emotions? Forget all the stuff that I just learned in the Zoom. Not forget it, but let's put it to the side. Where is my woman at and where am I at with management of emotions and understanding we will be triggered in life? How we manage ourselves and our ability to manage our thoughts and our actions and our energies as we listen and have triggering and uncomfortable conversations, that's going to determine if we can even get to the stuff that I learned in the Zoom. Can we manage our emotions, right? Then there is, can we be accountable? Because I ain't finna get in my feelings. I'm ready to have this conversation. As we do talk about stuff, if you have no levels of accountability, you won't be accountable that some of your ways come from generational curses, come from the people you picked, come from the choices that you made in your life. Some of your programming isn't right. If you can't be accountable, you can't break free from your old programming. So even if I was to introduce the information that I learned in the Zooms, we're not going to get nowhere because you're not going to admit that some of the things that you do and say need changing and work the same way mine do. You see what I'm saying? And go ahead.
So what if it's like, all right, you got some relationships are 3 months. You got some that are 6 months. You got some that are, somebody probably be in the Zoom that been in a relationship about 5-10 years and they know their partner. But then still learning this information and then taking it back, it's still gonna have the same effect on them?
Yes.
It's like you gotta have that sense of understanding though.
I don't care if you've been with somebody for 1 month or 5 years. I don't care if you don't really know them to the core or you know them to the core. If they don't fucking have the ability to manage their emotions, you will get nowhere. If they don't understand accountability, even if they ain't in their feelings, they're never going to actually care about solutions because they don't believe they're doing anything wrong. And if they don't have an idea of self-care, they're going to expect you to validate them being worthy because they cannot do it themselves. And the idea is, as individuals, we're not supposed to be each other's self-esteem. You're supposed to be your own. You're supposed to be, I am valuable before I ever mix with you. And as an individual, I am worthy of certain things that I want for myself.
Okay, I got another question.
Use the door?
Say that again, Antoinette.
I said, is this when I should trust the ability to use the door?
Yes. And this is literally, before you talk, this is literally what I go over on the majority of my one-on-ones is men or women explaining in their relationship or their situation, me telling them whether there is a chance for this to grow and move forward or if they need to consider stepping away. If I could be great in bed, I could be beautiful as a woman, nice body, make money, all of that. If I cannot manage my emotions, if I cannot be accountable that I operate in masculinity rather than femininity as a woman, if I can never admit that I'm wrong, if my self-esteem is validated through your actions as a man, I'm going to watch you more than I watch myself. You not going to build with me. You could be with me for years, but y'all not going to build shit. And I watch my homeboys, people that I know, family members, they in relationships like this and it still hasn't clicked that, bruh. You got you a bad bitch in regards to aesthetics, how she looks, but you got trash, my nigga. Trash when it comes to building something. And you will realize when you're a 55, 60-year-old man that you with some nice looking trash. Because as the beauty starts to fade, or hell, for some of us as black women, we get finer as we get older. She will get finer as she ages, but you will never have the things in life that you want to have as a man. You will never have that inner feeling of wholeness. You will not be able to set your life up. Your man, there will be certain things you never gonna get as a man. Never.
So check this out then. All right, so we learning, getting into a 10-year relationship. We quote unquote in love. We building stuff, or at least we thought we was building stuff. Mm-hmm. So learning this information and bringing it back. Is it going to be something that damaged the relationship? Or who was it, Antoinette? Mm-hmm.
Kind of shit. But when it comes down to the stuff that affects our life the most, which is who the fuck we laid up with, we are slow to spend $1 on that. It's absurd. So if I'm dating Taiwan and I'm knowing our conversations usually don't go that well. I learned some shit in Love Dorsey Zoom. I want to talk about this shit, but I'm knowing like this shit probably is not going to go well. I'm going to get us into a couples counseling session where I can, and in some together, they'll have an idea separately of the agenda of each individual and then see how y'all are with communicating. They will let both of y'all know who has this and this about their communication that needs to be fixed. They're not going to solve it for you, but they will play referee to y'all communication so that they give you the rules of engagement and help you guys sort it out from a healthy space, right? This is something that a good majority of people need. Now, if you're with somebody that they're unwilling to do couples counseling or therapy, you're not going to get nowhere. This is like Antoinette said, you have to consider using the door, regardless of how long you've been fucking with them. I don't know why people think that like the years mean something if y'all haven't got an understanding over the years. They don't mean shit. Some people been together 10 years, but they know different than the people that been together for 1 month.
Yeah, I say it because it is a thing because when people be like, oh girl, I've been with him 10 years. That's just the way that nigga is. Or man, I've been with that bitch about 5 years, man. She ain't going nowhere. You know, it's that comfortable setting that I like this right here. I'm so used to being this way, and once you want to change, that's when shit, it just seems like that shit is way worse than what the fuck you'd ever been through. And I know that shit. And I'm okay with going through that shit because if you changing your mindset and you changing your family dynamic, like if I used to whoop my kid ass, everybody I hang around know I whoop my kid ass. But now when he do something, they looking at me like, damn, you ain't gonna do nothing. Like, nah. What? Oh, this nigga... What's wrong with you? Oh, that boy gonna run. That's when people start talking about your kids. All right, he ain't gonna be that. Oh, he gonna be going to jail and all that other stuff. But they don't realize I'm operating in his mind now instead of on the outside, and he rubbing his arms and feeling this whap, and this whap on his arm ain't teach him shit. It teach him a motherfucking thing. And I realized that shit a long time ago. Once I started working on self, I got in these Zooms, getting a hold of some new information, and it probably been a little bit worse for me if I was in a relationship. But being a single dad for this number of years, when my son being here, I've been going through different type of stages. And this one of the stages, I can actually say, like, I've changed a lot. My son changed a lot, and I can see it. I can see it.
But now you have to change, Frank. Now, this is the thing, though. And for all of y'all, because you can get in one Zoom of mine, and it could change your whole perspective on life. Sometimes you can watch one of my lives, and it will wake you the fuck up, right? When this occurs, you have to consider what I was attracted to before getting woke up. It's not going to match what I'm trying to do now. And you have to genuinely consider that and not look at the person in front of you as a problem, but just more so, can I get you to where I'm at organically, right? And organically meaning you wanting to get where I'm at, not me forcing you by telling you wrong about where you at right now because I was just there. Right? The idea is, can I organically get you there by you seeing value in what I know and the ways that I want to move right now? And this is where most of us go wrong. As soon as we want different or better for ourselves, or we have a route or a plan for ourselves, we automatically feel like anybody that's not aligned with that is a problem or is against us. Y'all understand what I'm explaining?
Yep.
When this is for our people, right? We have to start caring about the character of the person rather than all this surface level shit. Women is looking for men that look a certain way and can buy them certain shit. And men is looking for women that look a certain way and got a body like this. Or when really we're overlooking the character of people. And then when we talk about the character, their character has to align with what you're trying to do. We got people that I'm just trying to fuck right now and be a bachelor, getting with people that I'm trying to lock in and actually damn near get married. You got people that I'm on a paper route right now. And then you got people that I'm trying to vacation and post for Instagram and hang the fuck out. So you got one person working on their credit and trying to build themselves up. And I came from nothing. I'm trying to overcome from that. You got them, right? dating and mixing with somebody that they on some. Why you don't post me? Why you ain't taking no pictures with me? Why we ain't going out of town? Look at them flowers that my homegirl boyfriend bought her. You don't never do that for me. And you over here like, bitch, I'm working on my credit. I'm trying to fucking get myself back afloat. Ho, I've been living with my mama for fucking 2 years as a man. I don't like this shit, but I don't want you to think I don't like you. But the shit you saying, it don't matter. And then if you pour out communication with one another, you're arguing like each other are the problem, right? You're supposed to be taking on the problem out of love. The problem is something outside of you two, and you're attacking it together. Instead, we attacking one another. Do y'all understand what I'm explaining? Who can relate?
It's a lot of stuff jump out for me. I can tell you one thing. Being in these damn Zooms, you know, and hearing everybody's testimony, stories, relationship advice, or how they perceive life or how they look at different things, you know, that shit right there was definitely it was healthy for me because I done heard a lot of crazy shit on these Zooms, and I'd be like, damn. But I done heard a lot of surprising stuff like, I'm fucking tripping. Like, I'm very accountable for myself. I've always been accountable because it's like I'm a grown ass man. Like, what you gonna do? Kill me? Like, I understand. Like, people gonna get mad. I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna make mistakes. Sometimes I do shit I don't realize I'm doing. But now I pay more closely attention to shit I say to random people I know, my sister, you know, my son. It makes you pay attention to a lot more if you want to get that information, if you want to put in that work. So I always been wanting to do this shit, but I didn't know how to do this shit. I'm like, damn, how the fuck can I stop arguing? I hate arguing.
So let me say this, Frank, right? Women trying to get men to listen to them, men trying to get women to listen to them. Now let me bring it together for you. For women, to get men to listen, you need to be in your femininity. That's how you get a man to listen, by being a woman, like being feminine, leading into and leaning into the things that you possess that he does not. And a dollar is not one of them. Bragging about what you accomplished and trying to take your ego and throw your weight around based on having more than him is not a way to get a man to listen. Because one thing a woman will never have that's bigger than a man is ego and the need for respect. I don't give a damn how masculine you are as a woman. That shit will never be as big of a need as it is for a man. Because men turn violent about those things, right? By nature. For men that are trying to get women to listen, you have to show an ability to lead. This goes back even to fucking animals, right? When you look at fucking lions, wolves, apes, like when you look at these animals that run in packs, right? The females gravitate towards the man that shows the most rah, and not towards them, but rah, towards life. Meaning like when I'm talking to young men, get you something that you could focus on, a purpose. Have a goal for yourself in regards to stability, finances, things like that. When you will get respect and act right out of a woman when she sees that ass and chasing her is not the only thing that matters. Women listen and straighten up for men like that.
That last part again.
Women straighten up for men that ass, pussy, running behind them is not your only focus. That's how you get a woman to listen, especially a black woman. We can tell you otherwise all we want. I'm telling you, when a female, especially a black woman, sees that being up under my ass, fucking on me, watching my ass is what matters to you the most, we will run circles around your motherfucking ass. Easily.
And resent you for it.
Yes. And resent you for it and talk shit of, bitch, I got that nigga pussy whipped. Oh, he coming back. Bitch, he ain't going nowhere. Girl, he ain't got no motherfucking car. He'll be back over here. This is why men that focus on stability first have their way with women, even when they ugly. Even it's not about just having stacks of money. When you see ugly, fat ass niggas. And you like, damn, boy, bitch, this nigga still be getting pussy. Like, he not the tall, dark, and athletic, handsome one. No. But in the presence of women, when women see this man is not in this room worried about sniffing up under my ass all day long, but he chasing after credit goals, business goals, or his own shit. He got his own place. He pay his bills first. He understand that as a man, there's certain things he got to provide for himself first. This is the most attractive thing that you can do in regards to attracting females. Getting a woman to listen.
Yeah. Once I got out that damn relationship I was in, you know, you already know what I've been through, love. the shit that I've been doing, and I've been doing this self-work. I've been putting in work. I've been putting in time. You know, I adjusted myself accordingly. And I share, like, when different type of women really trying to lock in with me, I'm like, oh no, I'm good. Just like when I told you the woman tried to get me to go to church, like at 10:30. Bitch, are you crazy? Nah. It'll make more sense at 7. You know? Like, no. Like that shit stands out because it ain't about the ass and titties no more. You know, I like a nice ass. It's cool to look at. You know, slap it a couple times and then I'm done with it. But after that, how are you going to make me think about you or want to do things outside of that? And that's when I start talking. That's when I start to lose motherfuckers.
But this,
okay.
I'm going to tell you something. What I'm describing is the only way a man can effectively choose. And I try to explain this to women all the time. When I'm in a survival state as a man and I'm not really pouring into myself or caring for myself like I should, right? Because my attention is on other shit. I can't really say if I like your ass for sure or not, or if you the one or fucking not. I got to get myself together as a man. This is why a lot of women be looking stupid when they sit up there with a nigga and when he finally get himself where he want to be, he don't want to be with you.
And nigga shoot that. Straight up.
100%. And when we're the problem with the households nowadays, when you look at like households with young boys that are being raised by single mothers, they're not nurturing that. They're not, you like when I talk to young boys, like 17, 18, 16, 19 years old, the things they mama teaching them it doesn't have to do with self-sufficiency. It has to do with moving in ways that caters to her authority.
Real shit.
Most young men,
I told your ass about this shit.
Most young men, Frank, most young men that work and got the little teenage jobs and things like that, if you ask them about, they go, I want to buy my mama a house. I'm trying to get my mama out the hood. I'm trying to buy my mama this. I'm trying to buy. They're not even being taught, son. Take care of yourself first. Get yourself in your own place first. Pay your own bills first. Don't run behind these women right now. But you worthy. Let me show you how to do a job application. Let me show you how to go to HR and talk to them about a raise. Let me show you how to look your credit score up. Let me show you how to invest in some stuff. Let me show you how to run a business. Let me show you how to nurture yourself as a black male, because we already know what you look like. Now I need you to talk to where you're not aggressively taking opportunities off the table for you. Like, this is not what's being taught to our young men being raised by women. This is why they life goal, even athletes. They get in the NFL, the NBA, all they want to buy my mama a house. And they bought their mama a house, then they spent all the rest of their money up on bitches and clubs and jewelry and motorcycles and cars. And then when they older and you get an injury and you can no longer play, you don't have shit. But you bought your mama the house. And she wasn't going to never tell you not to do that, right? Because if you spending money, she wants you to spend some on her, because she ain't never had a nigga spend none on her. She ain't never had a nigga care about her. They raising these young boys to care about them in ways that their man is supposed to, but they can't get a man. So it's a weird, warped relationship.
It's dysfunctional. It's completely dysfunctional, because they look at their women the same way. Like you said earlier, they don't even like the girls that they dealing with,
yep.
But they deal with them out of that same mentality that they have towards their mamas, that I have to be here even though I don't want to be here.
Yep. And then the females, right, on their end, a lot of them, the young women, they want relationships. Like, I want to be with a man. But everything my mama taught me is not to listen to these niggas. Don't try. You got to think about this. I'm 17, 18. My mama said, don't trust these niggas. Don't listen to these niggas. They ain't shit. Don't be letting no nigga tell you what to do. Bitch, don't be, what? Why you got the baby? You don't let this nigga have your baby for 2-3 days. Call over there. Put my grandson on the phone. Don't, everything the mama is feeding them is in relation to family. It is the opposite of building her own family. So you fucking on these niggas, but I don't respect this nigga. I don't trust this nigga. I don't really value this nigga in a way that a man should be valued if I'm trying to be in a relationship with them. We're being set up wrong. And when you look at our parents, which is mostly missing fathers and single mother households, you look, the mamas is telling the daughters, fuck these niggas. The mamas is telling the sons, come back home, son. You ain't got to be over there with that bitch. How is it ever going to stop?
We break
Zoom. Is this motherfucking Zoom? That's what that is. Because I'm breaking. I already see it. I know everything is being broken up, bits and pieces and shit. I'm right there with the broom, sweeping that shit up, throwing it in the trash because I get attitude. I'm sweeping up attitudes left and right because I'm doing shit that's not normal. Well, it's considered not normal now because I'm parenting my son way different. I'm requiring more of my son. Like, I'm giving him some goals and some standards for himself, not just telling him to do shit because that's where I come from. I come from, you're to be seen, not heard. Nah, nigga, I need to hear you. But
let me tell you something though, because a lot of people don't realize this, right? You got to consider what's actually happening in life, right? So I'm gonna ask all of y'all a question. I want to answer from everybody, right? Even the people that's been on mute a good majority of the Zoom, right? When you look online, when you watch TV, when you listen to radio, when you're on social media sites, tell me what you see more of. Women empowerment movements showing that women should be bosses, or men empowerment movements showing that men should be bosses? What do you see more of, Frank?
Shit, women. Yeah, matter of fact, just turn the radio on. You got
okay.
Women rappers.
Taiwan.
Like, that's all the women things.
Okay, so y'all should have seen Frank's face. Taiwan, women or men? What do you see more of? Women empowerment movements or men? When you looking around, society, the radio, TV, social media, are you seeing more of boss female movements or boss men movements? Which one?
Boss men movement.
Okay, cool. Linwood, more women or men?
Boss bitches.
There you go. Q, more women or men? K, more women or men?
Women.
Antoinette, more women or men?
It's women because men was already in power. They had the power already. We the ones developing it now.
Okay, cool. Lauren, more women or men? Crystal, more women or men?
I say men though, cause like
women.
Okay. Lauren,
men though, cause men see like the women on the come up, so it's like niggas trying to get on these stuff now.
but look what you're saying. Men see women on the come up, so now they're trying to get on their stuff, right? What I'm putting in perspective is what we're seeing marketed to us right now is boss women, right? Now, look at the youth. Crystal, more women or men?
Women.
Q, more women or men?
Women.
Lauren, more women or men? The point of me asking this question is because we grown. But if you look at all of the youth under us, right? They're seeing the same stuff y'all seeing. So Antoinette is 100% right. Men have been in power. Women are now getting a lot of rights, right? Which is a good part of the reason why you see tons of women empowerment movements. But what you have to understand is that's what the youth is seeing the majority of as well. So when you think about all the young boys, most of what they hear on the radio, most of what they see on TV, Most of what they see on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, it's women bossing up, women with rap, women with business, women with this. So as a young boy being raised by a woman, everywhere I look in media, in social media, marketing and advertisement, women are bossing up. It's hard to do some shit or have a dream towards some shit you never seen. It's hard to be more than what your environment is exposing you to if no one ever lets you outside of the environment that you're in. So when we look at the pace of women getting to the bread over the pace of men getting to the bread, you will understand why I always am screaming, men should be around men. They should be around male role models. They should have niggas older than them, younger than them, and in their peer group that they can talk to, bounce ideas off of, rub self-esteem, have conflict with, and issues with. Men need that. When niggas sit up under women, it makes them feminine. And it makes the women masculine. You sit up under bitches and you watch them go after their shit and forget about you and leave you behind. You got no voice in a room full of women. As a growing boy, you have no voice in a room full of women. Go ahead, Antoinette.
I said, and when these young boys sitting up on the social media.
Yep. That's like what I'm saying.
Before, men shouldn't be waking up and staring at their social media.
That's all they own. It's apps. Listen, and the majority, I want y'all to understand this. And as some of y'all that ain't here that are young like me, you'll understand what I'm explaining, especially if you're raising children while you're young, right? You look and you see young boys get on social media. It's dominated in regards to the easiest sites and platforms to follow by women empowerment. When you tired of seeing the shit, or you know that this is not what I want to be fed, you retreat to the video games. Because you ain't got no daddy in the household. So this is why the majority of... Yes, and you develop that resentment, because while you in there on the game, right? Mama hollering at you and wash my dishes, clean up my motherfucking house, do this, I pay these bills here, you done messed up my motherfucking couch, this is my shit, everything is my mama this, do this, mom, this a woman. You start to develop that resentment because as a man, there's nobody empowering me. Now, if you watch men raise sons, they make them work their brain a little bit different. Real fathers in the lives of boys, they don't treat them the way single mothers do when they operate out of control, power, and order. Right? So now I'm sitting up. I've retreated to playing a game. I feel some type of way about my mama bitching all the time. Everything that's going online show that a nigga got to have a bag to get one of these bitches. I get on there. I get turned on. My dick get hard. But really, in my mind, I don't feel like I can get one of these hoes because from Ice Spice to Sexy Red to motherfucking Glorilla to everybody else, everybody's screaming from the top of their lungs. Fuck these niggas if they can't buy you nothing. Eat my pussy and get away. If you ain't got no bag, buy me a Birkin. Black man, you not valuable. This is all we're being fed. So I'm attracted to this shit. Like, that shit fat. Yeah, I want to hit it. But at the same time, I don't like these bitches. I ain't got no motherfucking money like that. And no one's talking about this stuff.
I appreciate being a father and even like stumbling on you on YouTube. That shit has helped me out a lot. But I had already been doing that shit with my son, but it just got even better now that because I want to be there a lot for my son, but I also don't want to be there too because I want him to go through some shit. But I want to be there. I want to be present when he go through that shit. So now this is what I can address because I done helped them through, especially disagreements. And when boys they want to fight, they want to argue. Some boys just walk the hell off. My son was one of the ones who walked the hell off. Oh no, come here. Let me holler at you for a second. What's going on? You look like you're mad. What you finna do? I'm finna go play the game. No, you're not. What's wrong? You look mad. What's wrong? Well, he cheating. Well, how he cheating? Well, he keep on doing one move. Okay. Did he travel? Did he double? Is he fouling you? He elbowing you or something? Nah. So he playing the game, right? Yeah, and he winning. So that means he's sticking to what he knows. What you doing? Well, I'm trying to hold him. Did you change anything up? No? Go out there and try something different. But you're not going to play the game. So now, only thing you can do is play basketball now. Sorry. Now go on, go. There you go. Go ahead. He was out there about 10 games. He only won one. But
Frank, I'm gonna tell you this, right?
At one time, made him keep doing it though. So I like shit like that.
I'm gonna tell you this, right? Like back in the day, like when I talk to my daddies, my uncles, and they speak about their upbringing and growing up, right? Men had boys doing stuff, right? And I'm not saying women didn't have girls doing stuff, but the things that men had boys doing, it had to do with getting out from in front of the TV, right? Now you fast forward when I'm saying TV, I'm relating it to sitting in front of a phone or a computer. Men had boys out doing things because older men understood the world was built in regards to infrastructure, roads, buildings, organizing of things by men. So as a man, it was a proud thing for your son to know the inner workings of things. So rather it was landscaping, cutting grass, teaching each other how to cut each other hair, fixing something on the roof, tree work, electrical work, drywall, plumbing, shit in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Just, I can go on and on, right? Back in the day, men had boys out doing things. I remember when I was like in elementary school, my brother was like 7, 8 years old and he had to go cut grass. Like he had to. It was like I could sit in the house with my grandma, my mama, whoever, play with dolls, watch TV, be in the kitchen with my grandma cooking, all kind of shit in the house. I go outside, play, whatever. My brother had like a job at like 7 or 8. Nowadays, when you ask a bitch about their son doing something, soon as he start crying, leave my child. My brother was 8 pushing a lawnmower, 9 on a riding lawnmower. He was 7 walking around with a weed eater, knowing not to let the strain cut his leg, right? He was raking up leaves and carrying heavy bags and getting shit off the back of trucks and, hey, get in there and pump the brakes. My dad, I'm bleeding the brakes on my truck. Pump it, boy. My leg tied. Keep fucking pumping. All right, now stop. All right, now go. I remember coming. Oh, he's still out there with dad fucking around that truck. I'm going back in the house. They ain't gonna ask me to do shit. My granddaddy, get in that flower bed. Pull them weeds out. So now I watch him as a grown man. All he knows is to do shit. He don't know to sit up in the house. So if I go visit his house right now, he barbecuing on the grill. He doing something with the garage. He fucking messing with the trampoline, doing something with the goddamn shutters on the window. Like you will never hear nobody say, yeah, your brother was laid up in here. Or yeah, your brother was sitting up on the game. Yeah, your brother was, he can't, it ain't in him to be that way. This is gone out of the family unit when we talk about women heading households, because that's not the kind of work that we do. It's not even that mothers don't desire for their sons to do this. When you X the father out, or fathers, when you're missing, this is missing from young men.
Straight up. Not from my end, because I don't play when it comes to shit like that.
Right, but when you look at your son's peers, you can usually look and when I talk to educators, you can usually look at, the teachers will tell you, they can see it, and women hate for this to be said, but you can see the bitch in their son sitting in the classroom. You could tell the boys that have men around versus the boys that do not. You can see it in the way they talk. It don't got nothing to do with gay or any of that. It has everything to do with being a man. All the whining, the crybaby ass shit, the can't get off your phone, the wanting to just be tied to video games and not be productive. Then when you fast forward, you got boys 19 to 25, 26 to up to physically, but they've realized, like, okay, the way I was raised and, most of my behavioral patterns, I don't want that shit no more. Like, I'm trying to have my own nigga, trying to have his own bread. I ain't trying to run behind women. Like, it's a problem to find resources. And then you got women saying, you need to get your own. You need to straighten the fuck up. And if I'm that boy, where do I start? I don't know my daddy. My mama fed me that he was a fuck nigga all my life. Like, it ain't nothing but a bunch of women bossing everybody around in my family. Where do I go learn how to be a man at?
Okay, I have a question.
Go ahead, Kay.
So, I'm single, and I've learned a lot from you. I learned a lot of what I did not get in my upbringing. I'm a little bit older than your target audience, but I find so much value in what you stay on your platform, and I'm really, really grateful. When I tell you it's changed my life,
thank you.
It's changed my life. And when I meet young ladies, I put them on game if they're open to it. One, she don't like your delivery, but it triggers her for how her mother used to speak to her. And I said, well, if you can't take it right now, that's fine. Just keep it on the back burner because her message is good. I said all that to say, I support my friend has 2 children, a 3-year-old and an 11-year-old. I'm single with no children. I support her because she's a single parent. The boy's father is active in his life. Is that enough? The father, she's the sole parent, but the father is active in his life. Is that enough? Or should I look for other resources for him? For like you're saying, for other men to invest in him in his life.
He needs other resources, but there has to be, the mother has to have a respect for men in order for this to work, right? Because, now I'm just going to be blunt with y'all. There are a lot of daddies and a lot of men that know a good majority of the stuff that I talk about. They know it front and back to front. They can't articulate it like Love Dorsey does, but they know it. When they go to actually be an authority figure in their child's life and have influence over the child, the woman does not have a space of respect for men in general. Now, she will say on the surface, it's just that man. But women that have a respect for men in general, they know how to put aside certain emotional stuff about that man and allow their child to get what they need. Right? So knowing your friend, you got to first consider, does she struggle with having a respect or an understanding for the value of the presence and influence of a man? The second part of it is, yes, that boy needs more than just his father. But again, you won't be able to introduce other men because men will become a problem in general, regardless of if they're the baby daddy or not, if the mother does not have a space of respect for that. Do you understand what I'm saying, Kay?
Yes, I do.
We live in a delusional reality where women like to get online and really believe that all of these black men are deadbeat fathers. And it's a delusional state. I have brothers, uncles, cousins, homeboys, I'm pretty sure I could take a poll of all of y'all and everybody that be on my lives, and everybody has a good majority of experience. I ain't mentioning no baby mamas. They have men or male family members that they know for a fact. The women are parental alienating. The women are emotional. The women are using anything to give these men a hard time about being an influencer over their child. I've watched, and I'm telling y'all this because it don't take for me to go look for it. I've watched my own brother go through taking care of a child that don't belong to him, and then the woman feeling like she ain't even do nothing wrong. Nobody worried about it. I watched my fiance go through it for 8 years, where a bitch just lied, knew they were lying, put a baby on you, have no remorse for the money you spent, the mental power you put in, the time, the decisions you made based on thinking this child belongs to you. No one gives a fuck about any consequences for that person, right? I got relatives that go through parental alienation every day. You not gonna see your daughter no more if I don't get to meet that girl you with. Or you not finna be around your kids no more if you can't call my phone and do X, Y, and Z. Like, it is delusional what this game we're playing, where we're pretending as though all these black men are just abandoning their sons because they're not, abandoning their daughters because they're not. And this is conversations that when you have it, they want to fight you, cancel you, talk about you, belittle you. I'm standing on it because I know it to be bullshit. It's pure delusion. Until we start having these open conversations as men and women about this particular topic, it will continue to be a problem for our youth. And we know this to be true because a lot of us, when you got older, you thought that your daddy wasn't shit and just wasn't around. But when you actually found out the ways of your mother, you realized even if your daddy wasn't coming around on his own, right? No parental alienation. You knew what the fuck he was up against or had to fight with if he did come around. A lot of our mothers are unpleasant than a motherfucker. We can't even get along with them, and we came out of them. And we play naive to the idea you can't even get along with her, and she says that she loves you. You can't even talk to her or get some act right or even speak on your generational curses or your childhood trauma without her snapping and taking no accountability with you. So what the fuck do you think your father was dealing with? Like, let's just use our common sense. What do you think he was up against? You, and I propose this question, especially to those of us as women, a lot. As black women, you know how many black women come to my platform like Kay, giving me my flowers, and one of the main things they talk about is having a narcissistic mother or being in a space where it was hard to really start putting into place a lot of the stuff I was talking about because their own mama is like jealous or against them doing better in relationships. So if you as a woman can't even get along with the motherfucker, what made you think somebody could successfully co-parent and raise a child with her?
Love, you're exactly right. I'm in my 40s, and I was talking to my dad a couple months back about my mother and their relationship. And so, of course, my mother was bitter in growing up. And I always wondered, she would never talk about their relationship. And my father was very open to talking about their relationship. Come to find out, my mother was listening to other people. You know, my dad was doing what he could do, taking care of us. You know, my mom listening to other people, her tribe, bitter, single ass women who don't have a man, who was never chosen. And my dad, he didn't always do the right thing, but at that time he was doing the right thing. And so he was like, you know, I was working, I was providing for you guys, I was buying stuff, I had receipts. So then when my mom was taking him back to front, running back and forth to court with him, my father had so much truth that the judge was like, I'm going to say, I mean, his child support was set so low. But my mom tried to use to spin it as, oh, you know, his child support is low and he not doing for you all. So it took me to being in my 40s to have this conversation with my father. My mother won't even tell me these things. So you right on with that.
It's a pandemic in our community, and we just all just get online and delusionally pretend like, yep, all these guys are just deadbeats, and nope, women are doing the best that they can, and we are nice with these children, and we are like it's to the point now females think you dumb. That's why I get right online. Fuck all you ugly trout mouth bitches. I wouldn't give a fuck what you say. I know that that's not the case with every situation. There is a small 30 to probably 20% of men in our community that are just flat out deadbeats. The other 70 to 80%, it is us. And a lot of women don't realize where it comes from because we didn't just wake up and get like this. We were programmed like this, and it goes back to the agenda to economically castrate males and black people. So certain programs and systemic racism and certain stuff was being done to psychologically fuck the mind of our people so that we don't value marriage. We don't value black families staying together. We value welfare, food stamps, child support, government assistance programs, public housing more than we value our children having both parents. Women will birth children and they will care more about doing the baby shower with their mama and their aunties and them and giving birth at the hospital with a bunch of women there that they will X the man out. He will not experience that bond. They will say that he could have came, but all your mamas, aunties, cousins, nasty as fuck, y'all dry and cold as fuck when he come around. So this is why even if you gave the man an invite, he did not fucking come down there. The baby is born. He got no immediate bonding experience with the child. And then you say, well, I don't understand how he can go 30 days without calling about his child. Anybody can not worry about some shit they don't have a bond with. They don't have authority over. Their voice doesn't matter with. They don't have influence over. It's very simple to understand when it's not tied to your triggered emotions. Women, we operate in feelings nowadays. We want the man to jump when we want him. We want him to parent how we want him to. And we feel like if he doesn't, that makes him a deadbeat. Niggas is telling us directly to our faces they do not want a child. They just want the unprotected, raw sex. The pussy feel good with no condom. It feels better that way. You like it too, bitch, because you never asked me to put a condom on. You don't got no money or no lifestyle reflective of taking care of 2-3 kids. But every time you get fucking pregnant and I say don't have them, you start talking about baby Jesus and how you gonna go to hell if you have an abortion. But when I was fucking that pussy raw out of wedlock, you never mentioned God once. You never asked me to go to church. You never said let's pray together. So when I'm saying as a man I don't got my shit together to be having no kids right now, you don't either. You still want to have it your body, your choice, because you think a baby gonna flip and change a nigga. Your mama in your ear telling you, girl, I raised y'all by myself. You'll be all right. You can raise your baby, so you have it. And then when everything is reflective in my behavior of me not wanting the motherfucking baby, like I told your ass before you pushed it out, I'm a deadbeat. No, bitch, you're retarded. I think I'm actually pretty real. I kept it real then, and I'm keeping it real now. My behavior matches what the fuck I told your ass when you told me you was pregnant. And yes, I will fuck raw again if you let me.
What can I say besides, hey, look, man, get out your feelings.
The idea is women have to be programmed and trained in their upbringing to not let emotion distort reality. We are emotional and intuitive by nature, but what you're seeing right now out of females is pure delusion. It's pure stupidity. I'm watching women argue with me. Now, I'm the guru, the GOAT at this shit. I'm watching them argue with me about whether men should be more accountable for us making the choice to birth children. It ain't rocket science. Whose body gets affected the most by nature off of producing a child? A woman. So who should actually care more about how this shit is going to turn out? Whose life? What do the laws support most in regards to, because retarded women who don't know history or politics or understand laws, even understanding family court, they believe it's going to work out well for them by putting a man on child support. And although a lot of men are butthurt about having to spend or a bulk of their money being taken for child support, you are still getting the short end of the stick. I'll switch with a nigga any day. You get them all day long. You take them to school. You feed them 24/7. You be the main caregiver, and I send you $500 a month. Let's swap, nigga. Because for me, $500 or $1,500 a month do not outweigh the responsibility of really parenting and mothering. But bitches is still telling other bitches and younger women, like, put them on child support. Make that nigga pay. Get you some food stamps. Get you some housing. All of the responsibility and care that goes into fucking actually raising a productive member of society well outweighs a couple dollars being sent every month. But in our community, the verbiage that you see single-minded women pass around is this is some sort of game. So now you think about it, you thought this was something or was going to be something more than what it actually turned out to be. You fucking with a dude, you never gave a fuck about whether he actually got himself together. He didn't have his father in his life. You didn't have your father in your life. Y'all don't know too much about relationships, but you know a lot about sex because you're young. Your body's in that reproductive space, so to speak, where you're lusting. Y'all fucking like jackrabbits raw all day long. Nobody's talking about no real life goals or real responsibilities. You turn up pregnant and you think the smartest thing is to produce a child, put this man on child support, get food stamps, cash assistance, all of that. Nah, your titties sagging, your stomach full of stretch marks, your thighs out of whack, your knees knocked, your toes point in the outer direction. Them kids is crying for food. You're aggravated and you mad when you see a nigga over here finna marry another bitch or going up. You chose this. You chose it because you had no real care for adult shit. You and this nigga when y'all fucking, but you chose this because it's not hard for even a 12-year-old to see by looking at their own mama that women end up with the short end of the stick when they have babies with men or in relationships with people and they're not in a grown space. And then we keep repeating this cycle as if it makes sense. And if you're smart, I understand why men do it. Because they titties don't sag, ass don't drop, stretch mark. These things don't happen to them. And if you can get yourself stable financially, It ain't even that bad selling the bitch some money every month and showing up every now and then and taking pictures with your children and posting them on your Facebook page. It's not that bad. So it makes sense, right? If we're just talking about what's the hardest, it makes sense why men keep repeating it. Explain to me why women keep redoing it.
Love, this is crazy. You are so on point. And the girls are just not being taught. Like, you know how I learned not to get pregnant? I'm in my 40s. I've never been pregnant. I've never had an abortion. I watched my mother struggle with 3 children because I'm a multiple. That's what I learned. I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want that life for my children. I also grew up in a very abusive, my mother and my father.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't want that for my children. So therefore, I
find that a lot in our generation. A lot in our generation.
But when you,
I'm the same age.
Antoinette, when you
kids and I no mistakes, no accidents, but you know, it's like we sat up and watched everybody around us be abused. Why would you want to bring more children into that abusive
But
situation?
this is the question I propose for women. I watch women on podcasts all the time talk about how, you know, oh, the struggles of single mothers. These dudes show up when they want, they send a little money and they think that's enough. You're right. Don't disagree with that. If you look around, that is going on a lot. So it makes sense why they don't mind fucking raw and knocking you up. Why don't you mind? If you know that this is what's good, the same way you saying, just think about the retardedness in this. The same way you saying, these niggas be seeing what we go through. I agree. I'm sure they do. These niggas be knowing. I'm sure. I agree that they do. But why do you keep doing it when you can see that you end up with the worst end of the stick every time?
Because we damned if we do and damned if we don't. Because
how are you damned if you don't? But let me ask y'all, because hold on, because it's too. But listen, it's
around us and beat over the head and asked why and looked at funny because we chose to live our lives and not have children.
Right. So what I'm saying is, Antoinette, right? And Antoinette, listen, I understand that by you two ladies being some smart women that did not do the dumb shit the rest of these retarded assholes did. I understand that the retard hoes are probably gonna feel some type of way that you're, you know, living your life. You don't have some baby daddy you on the internet every other day crying about. You don't got some kids that you walk into the penitentiary by raising them up to be another statistic. You're not crying somewhere about food stamps or a disability check for a sick baby you had with a nigga that was on pills the whole time you was fucking them. No, you don't have any of that. So I do understand. But hold on, let me finish my...
Our mamas, our grandmamas, our sisters,
listen, those the Antoinette. Although I'm describing them very vulgarly, those the people I'm describing. So although I understand that those people aren't going to be happy that you're living the life that you're living, what about your life says that, oh my God, I should regret this and do what they did?
Not a thing.
Okay.
Not a thing.
My point exactly. And if more women, I want you to really hear me. If more women like you and Kay were mentors and, you know, leadership partners to teachers and guidance counselors to younger women, if they saw women like you that took pride in the idea of, I don't have a bunch of black babies from a bunch of no good ass, quote unquote, deadbeat niggas, and I'm actually pouring in, it will inspire them to be different. I'm raising 3 girls. I point out examples every day. It's so many women on my platform. I walk my daughters to their page. Look at this dumbass bitch. Here go another one. Look at her. Look at her with them 3. None of them don't got no daddy. Look at her with them 2. They don't got no daddy. Look at her. She got 3 girls like me. No daddy. Look at them. My oldest daughter, I teach her. She if I tell her to come here right now, she will tell y'all my mother's #1 rule for me with dating and looking at boys is, do that boy got a motherfucking daddy? I don't want to see you on FaceTime talking to damn little chocolate boy that don't got a motherfucking daddy around. I don't give give a fuck if it was a stepdaddy, a granddaddy, a uncle daddy, a fucking whoever. It better be a black man in that boy's life, or get him the fuck. Get him the fuck.
That's crazy. I didn't even start to learn this until I was 36 years old, 37 years old, and started following you on Facebook.
It's important that this starts to be normal conversation in our community. Lauren, you were going to say something? I saw you on mute. That's why I asked. These conversations need to be had more and more. It is important that this becomes the verbiage that is of norm to our youth. And I say this so often. There is no prize for your baby daddy being a deadbeat. So I don't understand why all of these bitches is signing up to advertise that that's their situation. Even to the point where you see celebrity women that's supposed to be boss chicks. They keep walking themselves into situations that even all of your fans can tell he don't like you. He don't really want a baby with you. You keep the baby anyway. Now you write a whole album about how niggas ain't shit. Oh my God. And again, if you look at the responsibility behind what is happening, if you understood the laws in family court, and most women don't know this, when you have a child outside of wedlock, meaning you're not in a marriage. Now, when you're married to a man, there are certain laws that even if that baby came from you cheating on that man, there is still laws that deem him responsible as the father, right? A lot of women don't even realize niggas knocking bitches up that you was never in a relationship. The laws in your state, the majority of the state, you're the responsible party. Females don't even, he wasn't even there when the baby was born, and he didn't even do this, and me and my mama and them had to buy everything. If you look up the actual law, it actually matches what it states. When you're not married and you just have a baby out of wedlock, legally, you are the responsible party for the child. And the father does not actually have, in a lot of states, natural paternity rights until he goes to a family court of law and establishes paternity, either through a DNA test or a special form that you sign. So this idea that he's a deadbeat because he didn't do anything, you didn't actually go anywhere and establish paternity to say that legally somebody has any responsibility over the bastard baby you chose to birth. And it sounds terrible when I say this, but it actually matches the laws. You don't like the laws? Get your funky ass down to the fucking city buildings in your state and in your area and in government and get involved. Go vote. Go advocate. But y'all ain't gonna do that. Y'all gonna sit on social media and sing the rap songs where it make it seem like having a deadbeat baby daddy is a flex. Anybody got any questions on what I'm describing? Taiwan, why the fuck you laughing?
I'm listening.
Anybody got any questions on what I'm explaining?
I don't have any questions. I just hope you really elaborate to these men that it's okay to use the door after umpteen years. And you know you're dealing with somebody who just ain't never going to be able to listen because she done had 4-5 generations of this stacked on top of her.
You know what I'm going to tell you, Antoinette? The conversation needs to start with us being honest about sex. If you ask me, the conversation does not start with these triggering topics that you hear me talk about. It starts with us in our homes being honest about sex. Men and women, we fuck raw for all kind of reasons other than birthing a child. When we start being honest about that, it will start making a lot more sense why co-parenting and household situations look the way that it looks.
Look, what I realized throughout my healing journey and just becoming more aware, it all goes back to self-love. It's self. It's what you didn't get, what you did get. You have to figure it out and bridge the gaps. And that's what I did. And so hearing you, I love to hear you challenge parents, even though they don't like it. I love to hear you challenge females. And we, are held to a little bit higher of a standard because of the way things are situated. And it's just naturally so. And I love the way you hold men accountable as well. Please continue. I know you get a lot of resistance.
Yep.
But on everything, you are really changing lives. Even the ones who may not come back and say it. I'm getting myself to a little bit better position, and then I want to start a nonprofit organization to support Black children because it's needed in our community.
Yep. Yep. And we need to start being more pleasant to one another in regards to raising children, male and female coming together. I'm not saying we can mix this with the relationship conversation, but in regards to raising children, women and men need to be pleasant to one another enough that the child gets access to both. We need to stop parenting with our ego. We need to stop parenting out of emotion and start parenting based on the facts of what these children need in order to be a productive member of society. And we need to start having real conversations with them about sex. Most of the children being born nowadays that are, ending up these statistics by the masses, they're being born young. And it's because we're skipping over the conversation about sex. And even for us as mothers, we're not being honest. Raw sex feels good. It feels good. And most people will agree, if you're really into somebody lust-wise and y'all have the opportunity to have sex, if we're talking about what feels better, condoms or no condoms, in the moment, no condoms for the majority of people. Not talking about safety. I'm not talking about the consequences. I'm saying if we're just honest about the feeling, it feels better raw. When we talk about oral sex, most people are not putting on a condom to give head. Once the head starts, there's a good chance we're gonna fuck. And if nobody's talking to me about this very blunt, majority of my sexual experience is gonna start with a little head. There's no condom on the head. The head gonna end up in the pussy. Pussy gonna end up pregnant. And it's not because I wanted a baby. It's not because he wanted a baby. We don't say these things and then we get online, we get in the community and we act delusional. What you mean he didn't want a baby with me? He was fucking me raw. What you mean we need to be real. People is fucking raw and it's not for a baby. Half of us be drunk, high. We don't talk about this. I'm on 3-4 cups of Hennessy or 2-3 cups of Patron. He done popped the pill. We done smoked 4 joints. In the midst of being high and or drunk and or intoxicated, feeling good, you want me to remember to go out to the car and get the condoms out the middle console that I brought over to this girl house. Nobody's talking about the responsibility conversations. And most of us didn't get that. I'm going to tell y'all something, and then I'm going to move back to what we're talking about with relationships. A lot of the young boys that I talk to, a lot of my homeboys that are my age, that they talk about their first sexual experiences. A good majority of them was fucking a woman that was overage. So when we talk about statutory rape and we talk about violating in regards to children being violated, we never discuss how women violate young men all the time. I got homeboys that would tell you like I was 9 sucking a girl titty while my brother was fucking her. Or my brother homeboys brought me in the room and they had this one stripper girl over there and they was all taking turns running the train. And then my brother came and got me out the room and told me to go next. And I didn't even know what I was doing. Like we don't talk about these stories. Everybody want to group up with women and hold hands. And yes, I was 8 and my uncle snuck in my room. And that ain't what is happening by the masses anymore. It was what was happening when your great grandma, and I'm not saying it's not happening at all. Trigger warning. I'm not trying to invalidate anybody's story about them being violated. What I'm saying is the ones we don't talk about are the ones that occur very common and from people that you wouldn't expect. The expected story when you talk about rape or molestation is some older uncle daddy or somebody that was messing with the young niece or the daughter or some boyfriend messing with the girl kids because them ain't her kids. These are the cliche stories that we hear and they are a reality, right?
Like, so she take that thing Put it in there and shit. A commercial break later, that thing starts sticking.
How old was she?
She was 20.
And you was 13.
Yeah.
And the conversation I'm trying to present to the room is that, do you see how desensitized we are when a male talks about this? Like, it's some dudes that's gonna high five you for that. But if you was a young girl, it'd be a whole nother story.
Oh yeah, that's real. Only thing I know, the experience I got from that, damn, this shit feel good. So I got the feeling. I was like, dang, I want to do that shit again. So she was like, put your mouth right here. I was like, huh? She was like, just put your mouth right here. I was like, nah. It's all slimy and shit. You ain't trying it off. That shit look nasty to motherfucker.
Q talking about, oh my God.
I wasn't ready for that. I was smelling it. I was like, they ain't got no smell.
If y'all could see Frank's face.
Slimy. Like, nah, I ain't never putting that slime in my mouth unless it fell out while I was chewing or something. Like, nah, I'm good. So she got pissed off at me, and then she got out the bed and went on by her way. And I'm like, hey, I want to do it again.
Right.
So but that's the only experience I got from that.
And nobody never talked to you about sex. Nobody never.
I got it from my older brother. Like, he was in Vegas at that time, but once he came back, this is the information that he got. I'm gonna give it to you just like he got it to me. Like he gave it to me. You ready?
Yep.
Hey, nigga, stop fucking with them bitches like this.
That's all he said.
That's how he told me. Nigga, you can't be doing that shit, nigga. Because he got like he got 4 baby mamas and 6 kids. For a fact, talking to a lot of chicks, but I wasn't fucking all of them. You just see me talking to a lot of fucking chicks. It looked like it. I ain't never correct them. So yeah.
So did you, because obviously when the 20-year-old slept with you at 13, no condom conversation was had. When did you learn about protection?
My mama said wrap your dick up. I ain't learned about it. She just told me wrap your dick up.
And she didn't explain what that mean? Like, wrap it up with what?
Yeah, she just put a condom on. You don't get a girl pregnant. I don't get nobody pregnant. Because, okay, she telling me this, and I'm saying, like, okay, I know if I leave it in, I'm going to get a girl pregnant. So I was like, okay, I can just, it's a...
Just take it out. Just take it out.
Just put I ain't stupid. So my pull-out, I was working on the pull-out game. Like, I'm like the Mosberry Panther niggas. I got to pull that thing out, cock it, like that's what I was doing. So ripping it up, it wasn't even an option until I think I was like 17, and this shit was weird. And I'm like, mama, like, it hurt when I pee. She was like, oh, you done got a hold of some nasty chick. I'm like, you know, nasty female. But what's wrong with me? Like, is it stopped up? Like, she was like, nah, I gotta take you to the doctor. For what? Well, she done gave you an STD. What the fuck is an STD? Like, I ain't never heard nothing like this. So I think she had gave me chlamydia or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck the shit was at that time, but I don't know. I know she gave me something.
Right, your mama took you to the doctor. And
gave me a shot of some shit, and from there I was like, oh, these bitches are standing.
Not all the bitches not all of us is fucked up because you didn't have no knowledge. Taiwan, what about you? Did you get a sex talk? Did you get like somebody sat you down? Here's what sex is. You got to wrap it up.
I got the sex talk from my mom.
From your mama, she broke it down.
Yeah, she broke it down.
And then when you had your first experience, did it match? Like, did you think about your mama talk when it was time to do it?
No. It was, my experience, like, he like the younger brother, and I'm the oldest brother.
Okay.
So it's like flip. I'm the dude calling my little brother, hey man, stop. So it's, yeah.
So now, do your peers, right? Do you have peers that they actually got the sex talk, or what do you see in like the most?
Oh, like they always told me to wrap it up. Like my mom always told me to wrap it up.
But your friends, I'm saying like, okay, your friends, do you feel like, okay, when I'm with my homeboys, they got the sex talk too and they know to wrap it up? Or are we kind of just sharing the information amongst each other from the few of us that did get it?
Most definitely sharing information. Yeah. We all talking, all experience, learning from each other. You can tell that, their parents ain't put them on but so much again.
Right. It needs to be talked about more. And as after you go do it, it needs to be discussed. It's not like here's the talk before, but after you start fucking, it needs to be conversations, because it's a difference when you in it and when you just discussing this shit before you ever experienced it. Who else can relate? I know a lot of females talk about how they didn't get the sex talk. It's not just men.
I didn't get the sex talk. And because I had such an abusive childhood, I leaned into relationships. I had sex early. I was not promiscuous. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a sex talk. I didn't have no self-esteem. I didn't have no self-worth. I didn't know how to value myself. Like I said, I wasn't promiscuous. Mm-hmm. I just didn't know those things.
Right. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about promiscuous or not, hoish or not. Like, what did you know? Because you got to think about it. If I'm your mom or I'm your dad, and I know that this is coming, I know it's coming. You're a human being. It's coming. Your body's going to change. Like Frank said, you're going to wake up some days, if you're a boy, be on hard, whether somebody explained it to you or not, it's going to happen. If you know that your child is going to experience this at some point or another, just like finances and working to pay bills, why would you not lace them up? And there are a lot of us, we're not lacing them up, even though we know it's coming. And it's the same for finances. It's the same for credit. Like, you just think about it. Everybody that's an adult, whether they credit good or bad, they know that credit exists and at least some of the things you need it for. But you still don't see every parent trying to get their child laced up with the credit information. Even if you don't know about credit, even if your credit fucked up, you know that in life credit matters. So you should see every parent trying to get some sort of credit people to come talk to my child. Even if I don't want the information. God damn it, give it to them because I know they're going to need it. The sex talk.
It seems like a lot of parents.
Go ahead, Kay.
They struggled. Seemed like a lot of parents, they struggled. And then they learn things out of their struggle. But I talk to peers in my age group, and they don't pass that on to us to prevent us from struggling.
Nope.
It don't make a sense to us. We do not understand. And when I asked my father, because my mother, again, I can't have that conversation with her. But when I asked my father, he don't have an answer for me. My father was a junior accountant. Mm-hmm. I should not have financial literacy. Sir, this is what you do for a living.
Yep.
Like, make that make sense.
Yep. But a lot of them feel like, I learned on my own the hard way. You got to find your way. It's the most slavish shit I ever heard. When I hear people say that, I'll be like, what the fuck are you actually talking about? Well, I had to find my own way, so you got to find your own way. What you said, Antoinette?
I said, and then when we get our age, they expect us to take care of them.
Yep. Yep. Nobody passing no real solid information, but then you owe and now I got to help you with your bills and shit. Bitch, find your own way.
My parents are that. My parents are that. And I'm going to tell you, like, the resentment I feel for that shit, like, because I have, like, exceeded what they did and done well in life. When I was young in their age, they was fucking jealous.
Yep.
And I had to
talk about
all these things on my own.
Talk about it.
And now feel entitled to what I just broke my damn back to earn and learn and stuff. Like,
talk about it.
Trying to take credit for it. Or trying to take some kind of credit for it. Like, they the reason.
That shit right there will piss you off.
Yep. No, listen, and Taiwan, I'm gonna tell you something, Antoinette too. Like, as I watch, like, a lot of the younger kids graduate and stuff like that, the parents can't even sit down and shut up and let the kids have their moment. They damn near taking credit for the diploma. Like it's like a narcissistic need to be seen to where your child can't have an identity outside of you. And there's a lot of jealousy when we look at parenting in these single parent households and things like that, because when you see a lot of these kids accomplish things young that the parent at 50 and 45 has not even conquered yet, you see a weird energy. When you see younger people get into relationships, y'all young, loving on one another, you know, making money together and stuff, you are damn near get attitude energy from your mother, you know what I mean? From a space of like, you can tell she's jealous, but you can't really say this because she come from old school. She gonna pop in your mouth or slap the shit out of you if you call out on anything. It's bad.
It's the bragging. That right there. From what I've been around, it's pretty much bragging rights. It's kind of like the same as women being married. They want this expensive ass ring, or they want a ring that bling to really just showcase on every other fucking female that they don't fucking like, or to just stand out in a crowd to say, yeah, I got my man. But
and half the time ain't even treating the man right.
With it, nigga ain't happy with your motherfucking ass. You lucky he keep coming home.
Yep.
You know, just kids graduated. I got 3 kids. I got them to college.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell you get them to college? Are you saying that because you paying for it? Or are you saying it because you put in the work? Like if you dig deep down into that conversation like that, you gonna piss them off. And I'm all for pissing people off because I see beyond shit. Because like, damn, I'm going to give my son his credit just like I'm going to give my niece her credit. I'm going to give my nephew his credit. And like, if I had something to do with something, I'm like, hey, man, you see this right here? That's why I told you that like 2 years ago. I'm proud of you. That's my recognition right there. I don't want to be standing in the spotlight with you, no, because you still got to make choices on the back end of that. College ain't even the fucking start. That ain't the start at all.
Yeah, but a lot of these kids are finding their way to higher levels of education, or, you know, getting themselves through nursing school. It's on their own, not because their parents supporting that.
And y'all gotta any little achievement y'all make, y'all gotta you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta congratulate yourself for any little achievement though.
Yeah.
Real.
No, you
little achievements, because sometimes like I think like that. I be trying to help people out, but I want them to jump from what they're doing now to what I expect them to do in a matter of seconds. Just because I put in that teaching them that. Just because you put in that work teaching them that don't mean they gonna grasp on it that fast.
Yeah.
So you gotta respect people's achievements.
Yeah.
And like it's gonna look hating.
When I'm gonna tell you something, Taiwan, you spot on. When I teach goal setting, I teach about, you know, praising and celebrating the small wins, because really accomplishing things is in the change of habitual behavior. It's the accomplishment is not in the actual goal. So let's say my goal is to start this business. All the small changes I made in my day-to-day behavior, my discipline with my lifestyle and my money right now, the small changes is what made the business able to be built. You see what I'm saying? And we'll overlook all of that and just focus on that bigger win. And in all reality, if let's say you didn't accomplish it, if you change things about your character to be more mature, that's a win. And if it's not happening overnight, you have to still motivate yourself about the process by giving yourself a thumbs up for the small things that you're changing to get to the bigger goal. What you describing is the reason why a lot of people quit early on their goals and their wants and things like that, because, again, it feels like a tedious, long road. But in all reality, you are getting small wins in between. You're just not acknowledging them.
You gotta
I sure was doing this shit for myself.
For real. You gotta see the light through the end of the tunnel, or you ain't gonna want to finish. But it's...
Y'all spot on. These again, I'm gonna say these conversations need to start being the norm. Like, this needs to be regular shit in our community that we discuss and talk about. Anybody got anything they want to add before I move on to the 4 points?
I do.
Go ahead.
And check this out, love. Christianity is big in our community, and you don't get none of this at church.
Of course.
It's the biggest scam to me, because you don't get none of this.
I'm going to tell you, a lot of what has happened with religion and church and things like that, it's about power and control, authority over a group of people, more than it is about empowering and being of service to the people. And then when you don't understand, where, our people got our religion from, when you don't understand the basis of being a good person, when you don't understand hypocrisy and certain stuff, you will either develop a disdain and not fuck with the church, or you will just be a pawn in this play of churches, so to speak. And this is why, like, if you notice on my platform, I never use, and I am versed in multiple religions in regards to just educating myself heavy, right? You're going to never see me get online and, I'll be on TV soon. You'll never see me get on television and use any one person's religion or beliefs as a way to try to get you to like my platform, or I want you to use the logical side of what you're seeing. Reality, understanding, basically the things I teach are able to be received regardless of who your God is. Regardless of your belief in the one God. Regardless of, and I could break this down so many ways. The point is, no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, your background, the shit I be talking about, go for everybody. You're not exempt because you believe in Allah. You're not exempt because you believe in Buddha. You're not exempt because you believe in Jesus Christ. You're not exempt because you believe in Yahweh. You're not exempt because you don't believe in God. You're not exempt. And go, all this shit I be talking about for our people, go for everybody. Go to whatever church or mosque or, whatever room you want to go in. When you bring your ass up out that motherfucker, these generational curses, this accountability, these motherfucking changes we need to make, this stuff about sex that's happening, these conversations about the delusion we're walking ourselves into, it need to be discussed. It's Muslim women, Christian women, fucking, I don't give a damn, Buddhist women, Jewish women that are off their fucking rockers with this shit, with deadbeat baby daddies and all this shit. There are men of every one of those religions I named that are not on their game. They're not manning. Anybody got anything answering that? I didn't catch what you had said, but I heard you say something, but then I don't think I heard it.
What I was saying is just like you said, one person, like, everybody can't have the answers for everything. So your pastor, yes, he can give you prayer tactics. He can give you even direction in your community. Mm-hmm. But he can't give you every single piece of information that gets you through life. He can direct you to somebody if he got a counselor in his church, if he got a financial person in his church. He can direct you to other people. But for that one person to be able to give you every single answer is unreal. Yep. And it's delusion.
You spot on. You spot on. Anybody else got anything they want to add? And then I'm gonna read y'all something about, because I talk a lot about the struggles of men coming up out of single mother households, and then I feel like sometimes we don't talk enough about the things that as women we're up against, being raised a certain way by women, and not just our mothers, but other women in the community that don't give us real information about what type of consequences come from the choices that we're making. So it says, a mother is the first and most important female influence in her daughter's life. From expressing femininity and practicing self-care to cultivating self-esteem, a mother sets the foundation for how a woman acts as she enters her own romantic relationships. It says, if a mother took the time to rest and relax into her feminine, she shows her daughter the importance of activities that rejuvenate her physical and emotional well-being. It then says her daughter learns not that it's important, but necessary to take time to practice self-care. It says she understands that her ability to support her loved ones is strengthened by honoring and nurturing herself. It then goes on to say, if a mother freely expresses all of her emotions, whether joy, sadness, excitement, frustration, and anger, while also creating an environment of safety, explaining that it's natural as a woman to feel and express her emotions, her daughter feels safe to share her own feelings. She allows them to come up and express them as a healthy way rather than hiding and suppressing. She learns that loving another includes safeguarding her own feelings. A lot of us as young women, we did not get that. If a mother openly communicates navigating conflicts calmly, I'm going to read this motherfucker again. If a mother communicates navigating conflicts calmly, her actions show health communication where both partners' feelings and perspectives are respected and acknowledged. Her daughter learns that healthy relationships are built on open communication and mutual respect. She understands that conflicts are natural and not something to run from, but rather to grow through. Who feels what I'm saying?
I most definitely identify with it. Are you giving that information out of what you just read from? Is that a book or just research that you have done?
This is research that I have done. And so the reason why I'm putting this out here is because when I talk to couples about relationships, when I talk to women about relationships, we talk a lot about what men and where they got their ways from. We never genuinely as women talk in large groups about what we did not get taught about ourselves. Like a lot of us were not taught to nurture our femininity. This is describing nurturing your femininity. It says, but here's
to learn all that at my age. I mean, I've invested in content and courses to learn those very things because I wasn't taught nothing from my parents but abuse and how to tolerate that. And that is so sad for me to say at my age.
A lot of us haven't. It ain't even age. It's whether you're 50 or 15. This is not even being done. This brings me to what I'm reading next. It says, but here's the challenge. Very few of us grew up in a home where our mother had the emotional growth that I just described. It says these healthy behaviors are not modeled to us as children, but yet we're expected as grown women be feminine, chill, you being too masculine, relax. You don't know how to listen to a man. You're not, you see what I'm saying? We set up to fail.
And I don't understand how you can say you love a child and bring them into the world
and don't give a fuck about. Yep. Come on. Ooh, come on. But I'm gonna tell you how.
It don't matter what they don't know.
But Antoinette,
still they setting us up to fail.
Listen, both of y'all are right? But I'm gonna tell you because Antoinette said they don't know. You're right. Right now, there's a lot of things as parents we don't know, but we are accountable enough to know that it is our responsibility to make sure that they get it, even though we don't know it. This is why I talk about resources, right? But you can't do this if you blocking everybody like a goddamn linebacker from helping out with your child, right? So, for example, if I don't know about credit or financial literacy or sex talks, how to give them, you go get resources around your children and allow them to get that from them, even if you don't like the person. The other thing is when Kay is saying, they're setting us up, they are. And you got a bunch of women and men that walk around and think that they're great parents, but they parent off of their emotion. So if I'm mad at my baby daddy, I'll be fine with my son growing up not knowing nothing, long as his motherfucking daddy don't get to come over here and call no goddamn shots. Fuck if my son grow up confused, lost, a statistic, walk to the fucking penitentiary. Fuck that. As long as my baby daddy knows who's in charge. He won't let me meet that bitch he with, so he ain't finna fucking be able to get over here around these kids. This is the why.
It is sad. It happens so often in our community, and it's just flat out sad. Who gives a damn what that man is doing? As long as he's showing up for your child and investing in the child's life, who gives a hot damn what he doing? Yep. You and him ain't together.
And then
as long as he ain't putting hands on me, I don't care.
Yep, I'm gonna tell you something. And I talk about boys all the time, but I'm gonna just be blunt about little girls. Little girls, and this you can, let me say this, trigger warning. Little girls that grow up with no father, they're easierly to be influenced into promiscuous situations and environments, right? They're easier. And niggas will tell you this. Women that come from broken up single mother households, they're easier to fuck. Girls with daddies around, they're not as easy. When we're talking about the masses, I'm not like sitting here presenting a debatable argument. I understand that there are some women that grew up with their fathers in their life and they still turn out to be little whores, right? But it is easier, and men will tell you this any day. But women that don't have men in their lives, it is easier to fuck them. So all you raising is a bunch of little girls. That's easier for us to get that pussy out of them as men, right? The other conversation is they're easier to be influenced by social media, by rap songs, by songs from women that promote promiscuity and all of that shit like that. It is easier to get the daughter that don't have a dad around to do some whole shit at a party with some liquor and shit like that. It's easier if you talk to a nigga, because I done been out to Vegas and everywhere. Niggas that's pimps. It's easier to be a pimp to a hoe that don't got no daddy. If you introduce me to a group of women as a pimp, right? And we talking about pimping, bitch. Like Money Mike, goddammit. I'm going to pick them broken, scarred ones coming from a house with you broke down ass, crybaby ass, deadbeat baby daddy having assholes. I'm going to pick your daughter to take and put her on the strip. The whole stroll, bitch. It's easier to infiltrate her mind. If we talk to predators, you can look at documentaries. When they go get old, creepy looking white men from the prison system and interview them. Hey, tell us how you picked your prey when it came to molestation of children. One of the number one things that molesters fucking talk about is girls or families that don't have a strong male figure in the family or around. It's easier. So y'all daughters are more of a candidate to be a little hoe or to be a victim of some sort of child molestation or rape. When you look at people, they got people they've arrested that abduct children. It is easier to abduct a child that don't got a fucking father figure around. It's easier. They're more susceptible to influence. And they talk about how single mothers that go through the struggle in their own little independent space, it's easier to manipulate them into infiltrating their family because they be needy, so to speak. And y'all think it's cute to talk about how you raising your daughter by herself. Somebody's son gonna get her, have her sucking dick and licking ass at 14 and 15. She's more likely to have that happen to her, right? Than someone that has a strong father figure that is willing to pull up by his child, has influence over his child, especially when we look in the black community.
Okay, so look. All right, I got a so like, what would be the best advice for me raising a niece? Because I got a niece, right? And black mothers, they don't even let you teach the child but so much. Like, I can, like, certain stuff I feel like that's not ladylike or not a woman should do. If the child don't want to do it, all she got to do is go to her mom. Since she don't want to do it, then you know how her mom gonna act. So I can't, like, you know what I'm saying, be her uncle. I ain't saying I don't want to beat the child, but I'm saying discipline her. I can't really do it. If it's something they strongly disagree on, I can't do it. I only can change something that they disagree on.
Because they don't listen to me, bro. This is what I be on the internet screaming all day long, that women be heavily disagreeing with me. We don't, when I say the word influence, if you look up the definition of influence, I ain't trying to be your child daddy, but you don't let nobody influence the thought process and the behavior of the child but you. And it is statistically proven. Influence from only a single mother fucks children up. It fucks black children up. Children, male or female, like how he describing, he got a niece being raised where only your mama, and like he said, the children done caught on. If I really don't want to do something, I'm just going to tell my mama and make it seem like my uncle being mean to me or doing something to me, and her single-minded, slow, retarded, always got to be a victim ass is going to go with the flow of what the child is saying and raise them up to be just what molesters and fucking, people that are predators and fucking pimps and sex traffickers. You soften their mind up to exactly what they want. And I'm going to tell you something else. I'll come back from being dramatic and go back to just users, narcissists, men that don't mean women no well. Give me the woman that was raised by the single mother. She's easier to influence. The woman that got a father in her life, that at 25 and 22 and 27, she can still call her daddy and say, hey, dad, I'm talking to this dude. He did X, Y, and Z, and she got a man that's willing to tell her from a man's space. Baby, that nigga just trying to fuck on you. When you get a woman like that, don't no fucking using ass nigga that me you know well want no woman like that. He want the ones that ain't nothing but a bunch of women guiding them. Well, he can come over, give your mama some money for the light bill, do this, do that, and she'll damn near push you into the arms of that fucking man. These are the conversations we not having.
For me, love, like, you know, I've been in a lot of zones when it comes to that shit and how to present that shit, you know, certain environment, how I should talk on everything. But when it comes to them kids, it's a little different when it comes to boys. But little girls, I don't fuck around when it comes to girls. Like if I see some shit like if my niece or the chick that I'm talking to, she got a daughter or some shit like that, like I don't give a fuck if you don't want to fucking hear it. I'm gonna tell you just like it is. I'd rather you be pissed off at me and know. You gonna know this shit. And this is why I'm doing this shit. So when you see me say something about this again, I'm gonna let you go the fuck off and I'm still gonna do it. Mm-hmm. Or you gonna leave me the fuck alone, one of the two. My ex, like, way back. Her mama passed from cancer, but her baby sister was living with her mama. So once her mama passed, she started looking after her little sister. Now her little sister was developed. She had titties. She liked wearing small clothes. I'm saying, you looking like, you gonna let her put that on? She was like, well, my mama did. I said, you not your mama though. Like you got niggas around. You got grown ass niggas would look at her like a grown ass woman
and fuck the shit out of them.
No.